All right. I only have 39-ish minutes because my phone's low on storage. I just gotta delete some videos. But so this would be a continuation of the Parasite. Let me know if I forget something, because I'm trying to throw out more content as of right now. So I don't have my notes with me. Sorry about the wind, but let's get the bullshit out the way. So with the Parasites, I'm really gonna skip a lot of the dramaticness of it and just kind of give y'all like the bullet points. It will be continued like how I do it per usual, where I do like parts and stuff, but I might do it a little different once a certain time has passed, because you know that whatchamacallit is coming up, season 4. I keep talking about that in every video. Like the video, show the video some love. It really helps. It really helps the motivation factor. But so we ended it off with the not training art, but like right after Deku beat Todoroki and Bakugo. And so I'm just gonna run y'all down on what I was planning to do, but I'm gonna, instead of laying it out bit by bit, I'll just kind of give y'all the full summary. So let's see, after that, what would happen? Training arc, and then the USJ attack would happen. So with the USJ attack, right, I'm gonna go, okay, what I was gonna do was I was gonna slowly but for surely make it to where he has more and more parasites, right? But long story short, he ended up having multiple parasites, right? He has one, he practically has almost, it covers most of his body, but he has one on each arm, each leg, and he has like a couple more of them inside of him. So if he ever loses too many, like if he loses his limbs, he can basically practically regrow them back, and they're all distributed throughout his body, quite frankly, quite equally. And as he trained or whatever, it got better and better over time. So with that being said, he was pretty much able to use them independently without them actually being alive. So what I mean by that sorry about this truck. What I mean by this basically is the fact of he doesn't need them to be awake for him to detach them. Like, he can control them, but they also can act independently. So they're kind of unconscious but conscious at the same time, and they won't really need to sleep nearly as much. Plus with this Deku, his physicalities are dramatically enhanced. So with all that stats and stuff being out the way, everything that would have happens fairly simple, fairly similar to what I was planning. USJ happens, Deku runs in. He doesn't even really fight most of the time. He just starts sending out some parasites, and they go around like cutting and macheting a lot of them. But he told them not to kill them, just injure them really badly. And if y'all don't feel like this is in character, you gotta remember, if you watch the anime, he does become more logical and reasonable, not emotional, and not like I shouldn't kill and all that crap, right? So he blows through that. I don't remember if he had one for all, but I'll just say he does for the time being, unless I gave it to someone else. As far as I remember, I don't remember him not having one for all. I do remember him having it, as far as I can think. But anywho, he has that, so that does give him a physicality boost, and it makes it where he can use the parasites even more advanced. But besides that, not too much fancy happens. So he pretty much blows through the series, guys. The USJ attack happens, that's easy. He's able to defend off the Noma without using the parasites, really. He just folds the mans. It's a little hard, but he was able to power through it. Let's see here. Sports festival, how I'm gonna do the sports festival is gonna be fairly simple. It's gonna mainly be he wins all the competitions, then we get to the battle and the little javelry thing, and he starts just kind of shooting off his parasites. And the parasites, there's some on his fingers, there's a hand, thumb, so like he has a lot of parasites, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes they fuse to become a stronger one. So he's doing that. So he's basically just slaughtering everything. Hold up, give me 1 second. So he, where was I? When it comes to that, he pretty much wins the whole little sports festival thing. He gets a lot of recommendations. So what he does is, instead of going to each and every single one, he sends most of his parasites, and since he has so many, I'll say there would be like not many dekus, but they eventually became, it was just so many of them, and like many other parasites gravitated towards him because of his aura being so massive and so strong. I'm gonna just say he's able to make clones that are pretty much similar to him, but it's like primarily the parasites, right? So it's like the parasites themselves became an extension of Deku, and he can talk to them telepathically. And he's trained this ability like back in the younger days when he just got a parasite, just to see how long they can last. But since it's so many life forms, they're able to sustain themselves. Plus, if they, eat a balanced meal, and since I like to eat vegetables and mainly primarily plants, if I don't have to eat meat, I won't. Or if I don't deem it necessary, I'm gonna say if they eat like a vegan-based diet, hey, squirrely squirrel, let me eat you. Hypocrite immediately. Nah, but mainly if they eat like a vegan diet of some sort, or mainly plant-based, they'll be able to sustain themselves until they're able to regroup. So he gets internship by multiple people in a sense, because when they come back with the knowledge, and the knowledge is sent throughout the whole nervous system and everything. His healing, I say it's on par with like Wolverine healing. Like he's able to heal almost instantly. His one for all, that's at max. Like he's just a brute of a monster. Let's see. After the internships, where would we be at? Would it be? I want to say would be like. Oh no. The fight where All Might in them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So how that would play out, right? It would just kind of be him and Bakugo. Bakugo would still kind of be puzzled. There's not really much to say here. He folds All Might, but he's not like nearly as brutal as he's been in other waves. He just kind of folds All Might, and that's it. He just uses one for all, throws some good hands with All Might. All Might struggling to keep up with him. Then we'll get straight to the Beast Forest. Let's see. We'll get straight to the Beast Forest. Similar things happen. He talks to the kid. The kid feels some type of way. Muscular comes to the cut. He kills Muscular. Like, he doesn't beat Muscular. He kills Muscular. They were given permission to use the quirks. He's like, there's no need to hold back. So he kills Muscular. Basically, Deku then runs around. One of the parasites contacts him, let him know that his homies are in danger. The tracker situation, I won't say that necessarily happens, due to the simple fact of, I think Deku would be able to move fast enough and keep it going to the point where he's able to just like kill the chainsaw or that thing that caused the issue in the first place. Then I feel like he would be able to come in and stop Moonfish. Bakugo wouldn't have been kidnapped. I think I just skipped the whole, I skipped the whole 1v1s and stuff. But nothing special happens there. Let me run that back real quick. Bakugo, the fights, Deku pretty much wins. But Bakugo in this timeline is a lot more brutal than what he was originally. And he's stronger too. And his explosives do a lot more damage. I'm not going to say he has parasites himself, but I'll just say he's a lot more ruthless than what he is. And he's not even an asshole. He's just an ass, if that makes any more sense. Like, he doesn't care. He's like, I need to get stronger than this quirkless loser. And so that happens. Now we'll go back to where I was originally, where the Force Beast arc, Deku blows through that. So y'all don't have to worry about that. He beats majority of people. He kills Moonfish. He kills Muscular. There's no need to waste time. He's like 100% logical almost at this point. He stays calm 24/7. Let's see here. When he doesn't kill the magician guy, he just damages him critically. Nobody gets taken. Let's see here. That pretty much skips that. Then we'll probably get around to where, let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything. We'll get around to where All Might fights one for all, but the difference is they're not trying to rescue Bakugo. So the con preference and all that stuff, it's damaging, but it doesn't happen as bad because they're not sitting there on his like, you let a student get kidnapped, so the press isn't on them as bad. That happens. All Might fares decently against All for One, but Deku's on his way. He's coming. He's like Spider-Manning through this stuff. It's almost kind of like Prototype. He's just kind of like zip lining, just Spider-Man flow. Just, he makes it to the fight, and he says, no, we can't be doing this. You've caused a lot of unnecessary pain, injury, suffering. We got to put this shit to an end, and we got to do it right now, right here. So what Deku does is, I'm gonna say this is equivalent for him doing a transformation. He uses all the parasites that he has, right? And it makes his whole entire body like just dummy iron steel. He hardens every muscle. His legs are kind of like I want to say like you know the stereotypic look of Satan, right? Where how he has those like goat hooves. That's kind of what Deku looks like. Or if you watch the anime, the main enemy in that show, how he like had all these parasites and stuff. That's kind of what it looks like. So he has that, and like he's just looking dummy beefy, but like he's able to move extremely fast and do all these fancy maneuvers. So him and All For One, they throw hands, but Deku is just beating him. And he's not like playing with this man. He like cuts off an arm. All For One regenerates this arm, but I mean Deku pretty much just obliterates dude. He gets like not one shotted, but like 5 shot, if that makes any sense. So like he's getting beat, he's getting folded like an omelet, and boom bam, that's it. That's happened. Now we go to like where they would be creating the special moves and stuff. Deku really wouldn't need to make special moves. But he just did some basic training. He goes into this mental place where he gets able to talk to his parasites and collect information, how to max out training, all this good jazz. So that's happening. After that happens, you know, let's see here. He does that. They similar to how it happened in the canon, everyone passes. Todoroki, I'm gonna say he doesn't have the same issue he did, just due to seeing how strong Deku was. And during the sports festival, Deku was just kind of like, my guy, listen, I don't have a good life neither, but just crying about what people have done to you in the past will not help you move forward. Listen, to understand where you're going, you must know where you came from, and to know where you came from, you must know where you're at. To know where you're at, you must need to know where you're going. The time triangle is kind of what he spilled to this man. So he repented, he apologized, he did all this stuff. Like, my bad, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. So I'll say he passed. I say Bakugo failed worse than what he did in canon. And that's gonna include that. Then we'd probably get down to, let me make sure I'm not forgetting. I think this is covering most of it. Then we'll get down to where we're doing the Meet the Big Three. Instead of Todoroki not to participating, he participates. So after everyone gets folded, it just leaves him, Deku, and Bakugo would be there, but he'd pretty much get folded. He'll play more of an important part later, but so it's them. They try to do some combos, but that doesn't work. Deku pretty much puts out a good chunk of his parasites out of his body. It's kind of like making Cell Juniors. So him and them, they are fighting, but the parasites are kind of like, yeah, this is everything we analyzed from when we were training with them. Use this proficiently. So Deku just says, I got you, homie. And so he starts doing that. Boom, 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 boom. And he beats him, and that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much the last of my What If Parasites until the next season. I hope y'all guys enjoy it, and I hope y'all liked it.